Bree, when did you get the new photo shoot?
Oh, huh?
When did you get the new photo shoot?
So I just got the pictures back maybe a week and a half ago. I did it in September.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, what month is this?
It's October. Yeah. I did in September. It took her a while to get them done. And then
They're awesome.
thank you.
You are welcome. Good morning, darling Trevor, who tried to show up yesterday and realized that we don't do this on Mondays.
Caught that, did you?
I didn't catch it until I don't know, late in the afternoon. I was in the California hills yesterday, and internet is so spotty on the West Coast and especially in the hills. So I would be on the phone and then it would drop. I would be, we were in car driving, and then I would be doing something and it would drop, and I was just like, "Arr, arr, 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 arr." But yes, so I saw that. Morning, Craig.
Hello,
How the heck are you?
I'm well. How's everyone?
Fabulous. Morning,
Morning.
Cap.
Morning.
All right. You
I do that every once in a while too, Trevor.
I have so
Yeah.
many Skypes with the team now. It's like, okay, wait, hold on. Monday. Wait, is it Tuesday? Is it morning? Is it afternoon?
What day is this? Exactly. Let's hear some good news. I'm going to start. Yesterday, well, okay, so this is not the greatest news. There was a typhoon in the Philippines yesterday, and my Ava's fine.
Aw.
I know my Ava's fine, but it was really bad, I guess, and there's a bunch of people dead. I'm waiting to hear back from her. I touched bases with her, I think, twice yesterday when she could get out and get a message out. So I'm waiting to kind of hear back from her, make sure that she's safe and mom's safe. Mom's in a very different part of the country than she's in. I think they're both fine, but I just want to double check. So, but anyway, and then I have an agent coming over, but we're going to catch 22 with the KvCore in that the old company will shut her down as soon as she leaves. And we can't transfer KvCore till we have 2 live KvCores. Hers has to be live on the old end, and the new one over here has to be live. Can't get the new one until she's out of the old company. So it's this catch 22. But I figured it out. And so what we're going to do is we're going to set up my KvCore, which is currently not set up, and we'll use me as a dummy account. And if anyone ever needs to do this again, we will hashtag them, move everything into my account, then transfer license, shut down the old, and then, and try and get it over to, but if we can't, we've got my account to pull it into. So that was a lot of yesterday with really spotty internet, but got to figure it out. So I'm like, man, I spent the whole day, and at the end of the day, I have a plan, but at least I have a plan. So, all right, that's my good news. What do you guys got?
I got lots.
What do you got?
Finally got notification from about the EXP Affinity and Rio. So now I have all 3 for sure. I just haven't gotten the certificate yet. So I've got all 3 of those certifications in place. I got word that the appraisal came through, the loan, everything's in place for the buyers to get the house. And if it could be clear to close within a week. Of course, I don't think the other clients are ready.
Right.
But if so, that's being done. So there's only one little teeny thing that needs to be negotiated, worked through still, and that was that my clients refused to also fix the hot water heater.
Right.
So that's in there. But that to me is a small thing.
Hot water heaters are minor.
Yep. So I feel like everything's going to be fine. We'll probably close on November 28th. And I just got to get the rest of the junk out of the house.
Nice.
Of course, without a vehicle, that might be a little difficult, but
But you are resourceful and you do not give up. So
that's right.
Yep. Awesome sauce. All right. Who else has got good news?
So I found a house for 140
In
through the
Nashville.
in Nashville through the Community Land Trust, where the city donated land and a nonprofit built the house. So my client's getting it for the cost.
Cool.
Wow.
And so, but she was only pre-qualified for 120. So I'm negotiating the $20,000 difference off. And I
Wow.
found her $12,000 in closing and down payment assistance.
Wow, nice.
It's incredible, Bree.
How many states are you licensed in now, Bree?
I
Right.
know. Oh my gosh. I cannot, I'm really excited, because once you're accepted and closed and everything, what a great message. You know, I found a house for my client in Nashville for 125 or whatever the dang thing ends up being. You know what I mean? Like a 3-bed, 2-bath or whatever it is. Like, holy moly. That's amazing. Good job.
Yeah. And then all while writing a grant for $2,500 for NARAB.
Wow. Wow. Nice job. All right. Who else has got some good news out there?
Well, I guess I'll go. So an attorney that I use frequently called me about a week ago and said that he had someone that was someone had died and the daughter is going to sell the property, and he recommended her to me.
Oh,
Yeah, so I talked to her yesterday, and she'll be here the week after Thanksgiving, the Monday after Thanksgiving. We're going to take a look at the property. It's a mobile home, but it has 10 acres of land.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm familiar with the property, actually. I think it's the same property. My mom, she makes curtains, draperies, and I hang them. I used to anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So this lady had actually bought some draperies from my mom, and I went and hung them. So I'm thinking it's the same property. But the dad had a lot of cars, like old cars, tractors, and stuff like that. So she's looking to see if she can also do, some type of sale. She had said an estate sale. So I really don't know how that works, but I know an auctioneer. He's an agent, but he's also an auctioneer. He's like one of the only auctioneers around us.
Mm-hmm.
So I can talk to him and see about auctioning the stuff off and get a little commission off of that as well.
Nice.
There's usually companies out there, Craig, at least there is in Virginia, that's what they do. They come in, they price all the stuff and take care of it.
Oh, you mean
Okay.
the estate side, on the estate sale side? Yeah, there's a lot of companies that do that. Has anyone here, well, I mean, we'll go back to that probably on running estate sale stuff. I like your idea of contacting the auctioneer. I really do, just from my experience with the estate sale stuff.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I think it'll probably get her more money.
Exactly. Estate
With the
sales.
auctioneer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope so, because estate sales really don't make anybody money but the person running the estate sale. It's kind of
Gotcha.
all right, Liz, can you talk today? We have a listener. All right, Liz is lurking. We're gonna call her lurking Liz today. All right, Trevor, you got some good news?
Halloween was fun.
Did you dress up?
I did. I was so I'm a big JJ Watt fan. And once he finally left the Texans, I gave up on my Texans. So I was a former Houston Texans fan. So I had my $85 worthless jersey.
That's funny.
That was my costume this year. But yeah, had 2 parties, and it was really nice to see everybody this year.
We were driving around LA yesterday, and we're getting ready to we're going to a restaurant. We're looking for something that had outdoor eating, and found it. And the thing I miss about LA is, I don't miss very much about LA, but the thing I do miss is there's no bugs in LA. Like, you can eat outdoors at night and there's like literally 0 bugs. That's awesome. And the weather's about very nearly perfect. But anyway, I saw massive costumes, and I think my 2 favorites, there was a what's the old doctor with the crow face? there was a guy dressed up as that, just walking down the street, like hailing a taxi or something like that, which was just, it's hilarious to see people dressed like that doing regular things. And then I saw a homeless guy in a costume and I'm like, really? You found a costume? Good for you, dude. Anyway, it was just LA.
He probably has a $4,500 tent.
Exactly. LA is such an interesting, it's just different. So, all right, challenge wise, where are we and what we got? I'll tell you, mine yesterday was the KvCore thing. It was crazy. Has anyone dealt with KvCore and moving people over or moving stuff over or any of that mess, or even like got a live person on KvCore to talk to in tech?
How come, I'm really curious, how come were they on KvCore already?
Yep. Yeah. You can get KvCore and not be an EXP. KvCore used to be a company, well, way back when it was called Inside Real Estate, and it still is. And then they had a company called Conversion with a K, and
Uh-huh.
that their lead, that was what morphed into KvCore. And many companies have KvCore. Matter of fact, here's a cool thing. I called up KvCore one time, sales, and I said, I want to know how much it costs to get the same thing as EXP. And I'm like, I'm not buying, just I want to know what the cost is so that I can let people know. And they said, you can't get it. If you have the XP version, you can't get it. And I'm like, no, if we cobbled it together, like, what are you talking? And he goes, I don't know, probably a couple of grand a month. He goes, because you guys have way more bells and whistles than anybody else does. You have a very robust program. And if the regular person came out on the street and tried to get it, they're talking $2 grand a month. I was like, oh my goodness. All right, perfect. I needed to know that. But I was really struggling with some guy in tech support that would only email me, and every email had like an hour delay before I got a response. And then after 6 of those, it was a brick wall anyway of, I can't give you that answer. And I'm like, well, and I do my standard response of, I understand that you can't do that. I need to talk to the person who can. Like, that's my standard response when anyone's, I can't do that. I understand. Because I get it. You're an employee, you can't do it. I need to talk to the person who can. And so I hit a brick wall with him. But then I finally was like, why are you doing this? And I hung up, or I stopped dealing with that, and I called sales. And I just called sales. Sales will always answer the phone. Always answer the phone. So I called up sales and I'm like, hey, can you click me with tech support? Da, 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 da. I get disconnected. I'm like, sure. Boom, straight in. I was like, yes, So that's how I got my tech support. And I'm like, why did I not remember that trick to get back into, to get a live human being in tech support? But that's what I did. And I finally got a person who can answer my question. So
That's cool. We gotta work on, I haven't run into that problem yet, but it seems to me that whether it's EXP or whether it's KvCore, they should set up that dummy account instead of you.
I agree.
That
Somebody else has
should
got to-
be, yeah, that shouldn't be an issue. If they're already a KvCore person, they should at least be able to put everything on hold until they get to our KvCore and then transfer everything over.
Mhm.
It seems to me that shouldn't have been such a
I
big
think it's
deal,
because I was on Boomtown, which is like KvCore,
right?
and it's for type, like, whoever pays for it, that's who owns it.
That's not
Mhm.
how
So
KvCore
the
works.
other brokerage is
Not
the one that
supposed
owns it.
Nope.
Long as it's not for you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, the other brokerage owns it, but what I had to do when I left, right before I left, I had to export everything, because literally the day that even though you have to give a 2-week notice, that day they cut you off.
Yep.
And so the company doesn't owe the agent
Anything.
loyalty. Their loyalty to the broker. So the onus is on the agent to move everything over.
Trevor, you were going to say something.
Well, that's a conversation I've had with them before, is that with KvCore, it's not supposed to be broker defined, it's supposed to be agent defined, and that your leads and all your information, everything is yours.
That's
how-
for EXP, but not for other brokerages.
Oh, okay.
So like yes. So it depends on the brokerage. So with EXP and Gary's team, it's ours,
Mhm.
but other brokerages, they pay for it and they own it.
Well, and
No,
even if
That's why
they,
it's a bad thing to use a broker's email account too. Because then you leave and there goes all your emails.
so exactly. So don't tie your stuff to things like that. And even if KvCore would have, even if a company has a program that says, you know, like you own it, technically KvCore is being paid by that person. And so that makes sense of their loyalty lying there. When I was in with the state brokers yesterday, I was in with KvCore, I was in with onboarding. I found out like just a bunch of back end stuff. And the Texas broker, there's about 5 of them. This is the San Antonio one, said that, or that area said, oh no, that company will shut them down immediately. And that's just what it looked like. And when I talked to KvCore and when I talked with our onboarding, they said, unfortunately, most people just lose their stuff. I was like, that's not okay. It's just not. I'm like, and I'm sure there's going to be more stuff like this where you get people who are in limbo going, oh no, I want my people. She was able to export her people, so that's not a problem. It's the proprietary marketing campaigns like Gary's campaigns. She has her
Right.
campaigns, and it's those that we're trying to get out. So I've got 2 avenues to go. One of them is, you know how with our campaigns, there's a key and you can get that key on Gary's website and put it into KvCore, and you have the whole campaign. So it's doable. I don't know how you do it. So I want to find that out, because if that can work, then perhaps we can go across companies, and I'm not sure yet.
I bet you won't be able to.
I
So we
know.
need a migration tool.
Pardon me?
You need a migration tool.
Okay.
And so basically,
Look,
like,
there's a company
data
called
dump.
API.
Hang on, Bree. Go ahead, Trevor.
Oh.
It's okay. I was just gonna say, basically, it's a data dump, right? So you would take KvCore would dump out to one big source file that could then be re-imported into the new account. It's actually software-wise not that difficult if they have it set up, but
All right, that's a good
ask
point.
about that data migration or migration tool.
Perfect, because that's what I'm trying to do is I want a system for our team first. And then once we figure out for our team, I want to run it up the flagpole to push, because people are going to shut you down and you know it. But it shouldn't be this much of a nightmare. And if a company has to handcuff you and their back doors hanging wide open, that says more to me about the value of that company than almost anything else, if they have to handcuff you like that. Like, that's crazy, you know? So anyway, I'm going to figure it out no matter what, and we're going to get this thing taken care of. But I will go into that migration thing. And also, I mean, it's almost a perfect situation because I can have an account with nothing in it. I got no issues with that. As long as the person is very good about hashtagging, bless you, hashtagging their
Sorry.
stuff, there shouldn't be issues. You know what I
So
mean?
Google API, they are a migration company.
Okay.
So they will give you their migration company. So they have different, like if you're wanting to go from software A to software B, they have like the pass through.
Okay. All the connections.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So it's called API.
I will look into that also. I'll get that written down. I missed a phone call from 5 minutes ago. I don't recognize that phone number, but it is early out here. All right. That wasn't you that called me, Kathy, was it?
I
No?
sent you a text, but no,
Okay.
that was just because I'd been hanging out in the wait to get in Zoom for, I don't know, 10 minutes or something.
Hey. It's
Should have
10
been here
minutes ago.
yesterday.
Yeah. True that. All right. All right. Enough of my issues, which I don't normally bring in. Who else has got something that they're trying to, like, some challenge or something?
All right, I'll throw out a challenge, whether you use it or something, because it's a frustration, but it's not something that I would think is critical. So if somebody's got something, it's fine. One of the things that I struggle with in being here, and whether at KW2, you get bombarded with so many different emails and stuff from all these
Uh-huh.
companies, and I don't have a freaking clue which ones are affiliated to EXP, which ones are just sales junk. And if there are things that we're privy to by being with EXP and they don't cost us extra money or whatever, then I'd really love to know, because they might be something that I can incorporate and use and build out whatever. But because there's so many things out there, a lot of times I don't do anything with any of them because I don't want to add to that mess. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's something I struggle with as an EXP person, and I guess kind of just in general on the team too, because there's tons and tons of emails and stuff that comes in
Yeah, everybody's got
very,
their
very
hand
quickly.
for real estate agents. Everybody literally has their hand like this.
Mhm.
Yeah, all day long, every day, constantly. All right, so I know what I did, but what have you guys done to filter through the 8 million emails with somebody with their, or even just in general with people with their hand out in real estate?
Yeah, but what I want to know is what ones actually, like with KW. Now I'm going to go blank and won't be able to think of the company. Inman News was part of what I got for free.
Yep.
Okay. And I didn't know that for a long time. But they sent me all these emails or whatever, and then I finally knew. So that was just part of being with with KW that I got.
Yeah, for a couple of years they did them in packages. Yeah.
I'm sure that there are things like that with EXP as well, but I don't know what they are. And I suppose I could go spend time in onboarding or whatever, but it would be really nice to be able to go into some file and say, these are all the companies that we have, a relationship with, that you can have these services for free through them. Like KvCore has all these things that you can get, but they're add-on packages.
Mm-hmm.
It's still nice to know when you're ready for it. But anyway, I'd like to see that part. That way, automatically, I know that any of this other stuff is somebody shooting an ad out. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how you would filter through of what would be provided by EXP as a bonus and what would not, other than actually reading your emails.
Yeah, and Glenn Sanford actually sent out an email at some point ago about companies posing as EXP affiliates as well.
Whoa, I didn't see that.
Mhm. Yeah, and he says it's not true. We don't have a deal with them, and I know one of them was like a healthcare thing or something, and
Oh, we definitely got bombarded with that one.
yeah, it's unfortunately, Catherine, real estate's full of vultures and scams and everybody trying to sell you everything. So I don't have an answer for how to filter all
I mean,
this.
I guess I could just open it up and say stop to every single thing
I
and-
unsubscribe from almost everything.
and hope that
That's my
works.
solution.
Well, that's actually a good point. In that you said this, you said it's good to know when I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not ready, you're not ready.
That's right.
So it doesn't really matter.
And it does, because it's a time waster, and it ends up
Mhm.
filling up crap that I don't want to mess with.
Hmm?
And then therefore I ignore it, and some stuff comes in and I don't catch it because it's buried in all those other crap.
So who here has had emails come through that they haven't caught because they've gotten buried in all their other crap?
Oh,
Yeah, it's just what it looks like. I mean, I hate to tell you that, but I think it
Oh,
is a,
yeah, but I just want it better.
yeah.
I agree, that's what it
No.
looks like, but
I think if I was trying to filter through really quickly, I think I would just send back if I was really, if it was something I was interested in at some point, maybe I would put it into a different file, like, check later. But even when I do that, I find I never check it later, because when I'm ready for the tool, I will go find the tool just on my end. And then in between, if I was curious, I might send back cost with a question mark, and that's it. Like literally, that's it. And if they're like, well, let's set up a call, that means it costs something. Because otherwise they would tell you it's free.
Exactly.
So I think if it was something I was really interested in, but the other bottom line is everybody has their hand out. It took me 3 years before the beginning of my third year, before I finally figured out what my business model was. And once I figured out what my business model was, then I just held it up against my business model. Is this the business that you do? Because my business model was 1-year-old expired short sales. So if you were like, hey, I've got this deal for buyers, I was like, that doesn't line up with 1-year-old expired short sales. I don't have squat to do with that. No, not interested. And what helped me more than anything else was finding a way to say no to 99% of it. Because if it was just, once I could figure that out, which that was for me, defining my business model, then it was very easy to be able to go, no, wait, you sound interesting. Hey, we're an auction house we buy at the courthouse steps. Is that anything you might be interested in? Yes, because I was losing business to the courthouse steps. Yes, I am interested in you. But everything else was like, no. And it's constant. Everybody thinks you've got a deep pocket. Everybody thinks you make way too much money. That's just what the average company thinks.
Mhm.
And they want, they just do. So we get
Sure.
inundated.
And
I
part
love
of that,
idea, Gina, about does this fit in my business model? If not, then it goes to the side.
yeah.
Yeah.
And part of that, my
Yeah.
feeling about all this comes from the fact that my computer skills and tech skills were not up to speed and still aren't. They're still getting there. But when you've got that and you're coming into EXP, which is all tech, and everything's online and everything's whatever, then it magnifies that
Mm-hmm.
that much more. And when you've got 1,000 emails coming in from different directions and you're going, okay, I want it to smooth the process of coming onto EXP, not only for me, but for everybody else. And I think having that information, and I could probably go to onboarding and maybe find some of this out, but that's part of it for me, is like, okay, for the new person, these are the emails coming in from what areas. And I know we have to add our team too, but
Oh, that's very good. Okay. So there's an email, there's 2 different emails that come through EXP. They're super important. One is welcome to EXP and one is congratulations to EXP or some stupid thing like that. I mean, they're really subtle, whatever the difference is.
right.
What we tell people when we onboard, we tell them 2 things. One, I let them know you're going to get about 80 million emails. Just set them aside. And I mean, literally, it will seem like 80 million emails, and it really, really, really does. I'm like, but there's one email that's going to come through it's really, 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 really long that has a whole series of instructions. Do this, do this, do this, do this. I go, that email, find that and do that. Set aside 2 hours and just start doing it. I can't do anything to help you until you get through that email, because
Right.
that's the one that has downloading the world. And they have to get that part. I can't help them until they've got those steps done and downloading the world and getting all of that. And then we can start helping them. And the other emails, I'm like, just set them aside and deal with them, like block out an hour a day and go through the stupid things and deal with it. In the world, I know there's a place to go. There's a hall where you can go through.
Yeah,
and
they moved all that crap around and renamed stuff. It's
Exactly.
It's not
So
even world anymore, right? It's campus now.
It's
maybe
campus now?
so. Maybe so.
Yeah.
I just know it was black yesterday and because of Halloween. And if you think that having no internet is fun and spotty cell service, try spotty cell service on your computer trying to get into the world.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. But
Now.
yeah. But they might have, I wonder if onboarding has a list. I know we have a list of stuff, although we got to go check our links to make sure everything's still active, of stuff that
Or up to date.
Yeah. That EXP has. But that's what we tell people when they're onboarding. I'm like, just find that one email. When you find that one email, do that. Everything else just set aside. And if you have a chance later, go look at it. And if you don't, don't worry about it so much. I get them that. And then I make sure they're, well, Trevor just went through it. I make sure they have the link to this and the link to Gary. And the rest of it, I figure we're here, we'll answer your questions as you're like, all right, Trevor, what's your 2 cents? You just came over to the team side of it.
He sounds like he's tech savvy though. That's
Well, yeah, but I find all the emails overwhelming and all this
okay.
and everything, and then I try to find some, and then like yesterday I missed the and I'm sure we do. I'm sure this is something I need to learn is like I need a place I can go that has like all of our links in one place. Like instead of having 10 emails for all the different events,
Yeah.
it's like here's Monday at 7. This is the mastermind, or because yesterday afternoon I missed the commercial one because I had no idea. And sometimes I get a reminder email, which is great, but I don't always.
Right. And Gina never sends
Do you
one.
have Google Calendar?
I do.
Okay, so when you register for like the commercial mastermind and it sends you the confirmation, on that confirmation, you can say import to iCalendar or Google Calendar or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I
Oh,
do.
you know why? Because it probably went to my business account, my business calendar, and I never use that one.
Well, you can specify where you want it to go.
Okay.
Okay, so part of it is what I've been working on with Gary and the team, so hopefully this is accurate. EXP workplace, GIA page, more events, move my bar down, and then calendar. So
Very
this should get you what you want, and then upcoming should just get you, and my stuff because it's daily, so I clunk it up a bit. But then Gary's, let's see what else we got in here. How far down will this go? Gary's again, but I'm not seeing the other things. Oh, there we go. Agent Attraction Mastermind. I was gonna say, I'm not seeing the other stuff. Like I'm not seeing commercial up here. If anybody,
It doesn't happen every, it's every so often. So
right, but they can still get put up here. Like, I don't know when the next commercial thing is. She redid my page, my icon, which is kind of cool. Okay, if you ever have an event like the commercial event, for instance, which I'm not seeing up here, tell Gary, because he'll tell Bev.
The
'Cause I'm not
next
seeing it.
commercial mastermind is November 14th.
Yeah, I'm in December already.
Yeah, so if
I'm
you
not
have it on the
seeing.
14th.
yeah, November 14th. So you could add that, but
Yeah,
that's,
but have Gary and the team put it up here because this is what we want. We want one place
Right.
where you can literally click on everything and everything's in there, and it's not on here on the 14th. So definitely let him know that. Stop share. If you're in the commercial mastermind or anybody that's on it, let Gary know that it's not up on the GIA workplace events page because everything needs to be there. We need one place where we can go to that's got everything team wise.
Right.
right. It would
Yeah.
be great if they had a link also to put the EXP calendar link in there so that you could click on that and get to that other calendar all in one place too.
I don't. It would be really nice to have an active links page because each state has their own calendar also.
Mhm.
And so you
do.
need the 50 links in there. I mean, it's gettable through EXP. It's just not on that page. But that's actually good feedback also. So grab Gary on the next meeting, Kathy, because I know you're really good at that about giving the ideas, but grab Gary on the next meeting of, hey, look, this would be really nice because I didn't see the calendar section is new. I haven't seen that. I've just seen events and more. So I'm glad this one's in there now too.
And that means the one that I didn't notice, but the one that he's got set up for Thursday for the education is probably not in there either, this coming
Yeah.
Thursday.
All I saw was wealth determiners and Monday and the agent attraction one were the only ones I saw. So
Yeah.
the rest of them need to get built into that. Yep.
And if it's new, then they're, obviously still working on it.
Right. But yeah, but getting the input because they're working on getting that team, the new VAs and everything and getting a nice tight team. So just let them know. I mean,
Okay.
I think he hired another one too. I think he's like at 6 maybe VAs now, something like that. He went
Okay.
with a company that allows you to pay a flat rate and get as many VAs full-time as you want. Unlimited.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's Rocket, I think is what it is. Sphere Rocket, Rocket Sphere, something like that. It's like a, I don't know, it's a flat rate. You still have to pay the VA hourly wage, which is like a very reduced wage, but it's flat, you have unlimited access to VAs. Many as you want.
Oh,
I know, it's crazy good, cool,
Very
good program. They've got a good program, but anyway. All right, anybody else got anything before we head out?
Well, I
Yeah.
always have a problem finding Gary's link for to set up a meeting for him.
You know, here's what I did. Let me go back in and go share my screen again. This is what I did. Let's move y'all down. Come on, move y'all down.
And I'm going to add to that and also say to invite somebody, because I have a problem with that too. To
Yeah,
invite people with
Yeah,
Monday.
I go here to invite, but I bookmarked Gary's calendar in my bookmark bar. I
Oh.
bookmarked Gary's, mine, EXP, the EXP stuff. I tried it, Honey Badger's page, my Success Magazine. So it's literally, it's straight in to whatever Gary's page is what I did.
Okay.
And
There's the link. Do you want to
hmm?
put that link in the chat box?
Sure thing.
Tina?
I sure can. I'll grab Gary's.
Sure.
Where is it? And I'll grab mine too. So let's grab
And
this.
then what do we use honey badgers for? Because I mean, you know, like
There's all kinds of things we can use them for, but I haven't ever done as much as it. They've got as much stuff as EXP does.
So Honey Badger, that happens to be to the leadership page, but there's another Honey Badger. It's Facebook, isn't it, Kathy?
Yeah.
I think, yeah, it's Facebook. So if you go on the Facebook page, it is a great nationwide resource for referrals. And then additionally, they have massive training. Most of the training you can find, let's get that out of here. So hang on, let's go into the Honey Badger Facebook page real quickly. I'm not sharing screen anymore though, am I?
Mm-mm.
Now
No.
let's back into sharing screen. I'm like, it's all happening on my end. I don't know why you guys can't see it. Okay, go back in here. Let's see, Facebook. Let me find the Honey Badger page. And then I'll show you guys another section of where stuff is also.
But again, having all this kind of stuff in one place.
I do have it in one place. So I used a Trello board in order to get mine all in one place. So Honey Badger Nation, it's got a ton of training, and then it's got a lot of oral stuff on here. So definitely go to the link, the Honey Badger Facebook page, get on that also, and then set yourself up because you will see referrals coming through all the time on that one. And then another place for Honey Badger stuff is,
But Trevor, if he's new, he has to join it, be allowed to join into their stuff.
I'm already
oh,
under.
you're already there.
Okay.
'Cause he was a Honey Badger anyway. And then
Okay.
the other place, oh yeah, this is where I want to go. Let's move us around again. Get that, come on, people move. There you go. Gary's site. So My Investment Services is the other place where we've got Honey Badger stuff. And you'll find that in this 90-day start program. So if you go in here, is it on the first section? Coaching vision, DRM, Legion, contracts, GIA. No, let's try the second section. I think one of the links was to Honey Badgers in here. NAEA buyer cert. This is one of the things that you get through Honey Badgers, and this is where you find it, the certifications. You'll have to become a Honey Badger on their page, and then they've got everything for the buyer certification program here. And I think the listing one too. Yep, seller certification here. So I've got it here in this 90-day program. If you haven't started on the 90-day program, even if it was built for new agents, David and I built it. But it's got really good information, even if you're an experienced agent. Go through, get it, and most of it you can do quickly, like calendaring system. If you have one, you can get it done, like boom, I've already got that. I need to get to the thing that I don't have. Every thing that you go through here has all the steps are down in here with the videos, everything that's red's a clickable link. So this is how you actually do it. So you would go through and start with the vision exercise, boom, 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 etc. And then the 30 to 60 days will not open up until after you've completed and checked off, I've done everything in the 0 to 30. It's designed, this 0 to 30 is just to sort of get your business set up, calendaring, lead generation system, that kind of stuff, contracts. This section, the next section's mostly on buyer stuff, getting everything set up with buyer and lead generation on the buyer side. This one's set up to get everything set up on the seller side and what everything looks like there.
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't realize I know that I put that in there, market absorption analysis. Well, cool beans, Gina. You did good. Okay. All right, y'all. Anything else?
One last question. I
Yeah.
had my first call with Gary last week and it was recorded and I was supposed to get a copy of it because he has instructions for me.
Mhm.
And I never got a copy. Who do I ask for that?
Oh, good question. So whenever you're asking anything on the team, until you know the people and all that, so if you're going straight into the team, I always CC Bev. So send to Gary and to Bev, and because Bev knows where everything goes, and then she's like the head of operations and make sure everything gets done. So even
Okay.
if you know that this goes to Susan or whoever on the team, CC Bev anyway, because Bev will follow up and make sure everything gets done.
Okay, perfect.
Yep. So
Oh.
she'll get you that reporting and everything out. All right. Anything else, y'all? Nope. Crickets. All righty. Go sell
My
a
car
house.
died.
Pardon me?
I've got Catherine's problems. My car died.
Oh,
I have a used transmission coming today. So that's a little progress.
Yeah. So,
I hope it's not as bad as mine.
well, they're saying mine may be the computer. So,
That's
it was,
probably just as bad.
yeah.
what do you have, Craig, out of curiosity?
Avalon, Toyota Avalon.
Ah,
Yeah.
they
Okay.
run forever, don't they?
Most of the time.
Eh,
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Toyota,
Yeah.
Honda, the Subaru is right up there too.
Yep.
Are all
Subaru
supposed to be
forever.
good.
Yeah, my Sue ran for forever.
Yeah. The
I keep
problem
getting, go ahead.
with my Subaru is I found out there are 4 different transmissions for my year, my model.
Mhm.
And they are not interchangeable. And mine is the most expensive.
Oh, wow.
Yay. Yep.
Yeah.
There you go. I keep getting offers for my car to buy my car because it's only been in for 3 years. And my son is like, "Are you gonna do it?" I'm like, "No." I love my car. So I just need it to run for forever until I can't drive it anymore because I can't get in and out of it. That's how long I need it to run for.
Yeah,
what
that's
do
what
you
I
have?
thought with this one.
Not with
What-
you, pardon me?
What kind do you have?
I just have, it's a Fiat Spider Abarth. It's a little, it looks like a Miata. It looks
Yeah.
like a Miata.
Those are fun.
It's really, really, really fun. It really is. So, and I have like a special sport, everything, whatever on it. It's very fast. Which is why I only need a 4-cylinder because I would get in trouble if I had more. I really, really, really would.
Yeah, I keep looking at those fun cars.
Yep, they're
Not
fun.
that one specifically, but.
Yep,
Mhm.
they're fun. All right, y'all. Have a really, really, really good rest of your day. And hopefully the sun's up soon on my end. And we go sell a house. And I am looking forward to seeing y'all tomorrow.
all right. Everybody have a great day.
Yep. Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.
Hi, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.